Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They got me by the Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I find no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my bar's mine. My tracks flame like a Galuda on the sword on my tongue. Digging is a warm glue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist but you smell me. One spark then I bet you I'ma blow up. The throw my name around, get stupid then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A versus thinking in his man but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up. But took a knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, come me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I poured all the plaques to use Decepticons. Fake rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they can float they like. Up in the storage and I'm man. Up, down, down, man, I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja turtle back, turtle glands, get defeated. Hop in my ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy ball. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This is your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. We starting a little late at 7:45, according to the hour, 8:45 on the East Coast and on the West Coast. You already know. You still got to get up because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And yeah, I was starting a little late. Not gonna lie, I was resting fairly well, put it more like that. And then we're coming up on this week is Christmas. Christmas is Thursday, so no show on Christmas. No live show on Christmas. Put it more like that. There's going to be no live show this week on Christmas. I'm contemplating Christmas Eve, but there's most definitely not going to be a live show on Christmas Day, most definitely, because I want you guys to have fun with your family and all of that. Enjoy yourself with your, if you have kids or, nieces, nephews, family members, all of that. Have fun with your family. I'm not saying it might not be a video, but I'm not going to be live. So, um, so yeah, so I, not gonna lie, like I said, I was sleepy, and I got some sleep. So, sorry that I started a little late. It was trying to get the show up and on the back end. If you're a YouTuber, getting the show created through StreamYard takes way longer than actually push and play and getting started. You know what I mean? So got up a little late, so that's what it is. But anyway, we are finishing up all of the reaction videos from last week. So this is utterly Noah's video, and then we have Tori and Rain Reloaded's video on tomorrow that I'm doing. So I'm just trying to knock out everybody's video. I was gonna do it this weekend. You know, kids are here, having fun with them, playing Sonic CD. I even forgot that I had Sonic CD on this. I think it was like the Sonic whatever I got. And I was like, oh man, let's play Sonic CD. So Sonic Origins. Yeah, we was playing Sonic Origins over the weekend. So we was having fun. You know what I'm saying? Having fun and everything. So I decided not to do anything and just have fun with them. So here we go. We're back. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. We're going to get into this video, this super seething video, and utterly Noah. We're going to talk about that kid raging for vengeance. We found out his daddy. I just found out his daddy got a YouTube channel. So that 15-year-old kid that looks like he came out of the ring, out of an old television set. Oh, he's being trained to do that, and I blame his. I mean, you can't do anything but blame his his father for that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to show y'all a little bit of what I found out today, because he's gonna talk. Because Otterly is mentioning him in this video. So yeah, hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gan Reaction channel, but you already know how I do. The real question is,
are you say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
All right. Let's see who is all in the house, and let's go ahead. Let's get this party started. Get something done with this head. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's see who is all up in here, and then we're gonna go from there. Let me see. Junior Network, what's up? Good morning. Michael Johnson, good morning. Krisha Key, good morning. Miss Roberta, good morning. Tori and Rain Reloaded, what's up? Yeah, this is like 47 minutes long, so I'm gonna be here. I got time. I went to bed, so go ahead, get your popcorn. True Avenger, what's up? Good morning. Tina, aka Minty Gazzle, good morning. Xavier Phoenix, good morning. Wavy Thames, good morning. Erica D, aka She Loves Fantasy, good morning. And Eric, y'all be sleep. Eric will be sending me some videos. One video, the video from I need to damn near forgot about that. I need to start getting the graphics and everything worked on for the new channel when I start that, because she sent me a video of a lady that just moved to Spain and what they did for Christmas. Was it Christmas? Oh boy. Oh boy. Man, are we the most mocked people on the planet, boy. I put this on everything I love. It's funny how a nation of people who a big, large group of us went on slave. Whether you have people that was I do believe that there were people already here in America that looked like me in everything that was in America. But there was still a group of people that came over on a boat. We can't throw away that history. There was also a group of people that came on the islands. They came over to South America, and how a chunk of those people, then a chunk of those people that then you have the other part that live throughout the continent of Africa and so many countries. How are we the most mocked people on the planet? How are we the most hated? And I've yet to see an African country come over to a European country, bomb the hell out of it, and take it over. I don't understand. I really don't. Yet we are still the most mocked people on the face of the planet. It is beyond me. And learning more about Raging for Vengeance, not even Raging for Vengeance, Critical Drinker, McNuggets versus Wendy's, you know what I mean? Hills versus Baby. None of these people are Americans. They have no idea, but they repeat American politics. Yet we're still the ones who are it's us and gays just thrown under the bus. We're the only race. That's a sexuality. But as far as like pure racism, man, I'm still trying to wonder when have we, came over from, a country in Africa and took over white people's stuff, European land, put our mark on it, kicked those people out and put them in slavery. I'm still trying to figure out when that happened and why we're so hated. You know what I mean? And I always say, to receive this type of hate, we gotta be we have to be the most high original people. I don't care what nobody say. We gotta be God. We gotta be God chosen people, because nobody is mocked more, or nobody's mocked or imitated or any of that way more than black folks. I don't get it. I do. On a spirituality standpoint, I do. Everybody ain't spiritual. From a spirituality standpoint, I do, because you can't tell me where we didn't come from. And the Bible says if they hated him before they hated you. So I'm just saying, it's wild. It's wild. And I really, really want to start this other channel so I can start reacting to some of the stuff that some folks send me, because good Lord have mercy, boy. Oh, good. And it's almost like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. We can't even be a society of people. And then we got JD Vance was like, it's okay to be white again. When was it ever not? When was it ever not to be white? We just won't, honest God's truth. We just want, white people to acknowledge the things that happened in their past and try to fix that past, because we always get blamed for past things that we had nothing to do with. So why don't we, white folks just acknowledge, yeah, we did wrong. We just fix it so it's forever fixed. You know what I mean? That's it. Nobody says it's well, you got the vice president said it's okay to feel white again. And you got the woman whose husband was brutally murdered coming out and in the most production I have ever seen in my whole entire life. I think you're okay, white people. You're good. I don't think nobody's making you feel bad about being white. We want accountability for the things that happened in the past, and we want it to be fixed. And all we want is to be equal. That's it. But it seems like black people asking for equality, or people asking for not even just black people, but other people asking for equality somehow is political. Yet they still use that same civil rights bill to make sure that some people benefit that's not us off of DEI being a minority, even though they're majority in their group. I got just beyond me. I didn't want to start this way. I really didn't. But Erica D, that was a hell of a video. But I gotta start this other channel because it is. Whew. Anyway, white people, y'all good. White people, trust me. You're nobody's making you feel bad about being white. I think you're good and you're good over here. You know, but tell your people, tell your mans to squabble. You know what I mean? Tell your people, hey, let's just take accountability of what we did to certain groups of people. Let's try to find a way to fix that and rectify that. And let's keep it going. Now, if it's all rectified and everything is cool after that, and if people still complain, well, that's a totally different story. But jeez, anyway, I'm starting off just on a white people gonna be mad at me when they watch this. I'm sorry. Anyway, Justice, no, good morning. Erica D, I will be on vacation after Tuesday. Hopefully I got a 2 week. My 2 week vacation is still going, but they don't call me into work. I seriously doubt it. Dirty Joker, good morning. Judah Ben Israel TV, what's up? What up? Good morning. Marley Marr, good morning. Kid Gravity being down for the last 3 months. B1 Night Rider checking in, and you know it's a shadowy fame of a dangerous world of the man who does not exist. This is what I'm saying. Robbie D, good morning. DeAndre Mosley, good morning. Let me see. Xavier Phoenix, good morning. Facts, Robbie D. Facts. Like, jeez. I'm facts, Xavier. I mean, just facts. Facts. Hunter Iggy, good morning. It said, go look at Superhero Truth. Send me a link to that. Send me a link. William 3. Good morning. Hey, look. Whoa. What's good morning? Good morning. That name is funny. I don't be trying to go there, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was after watching these Grift videos. This is the honest God's truth, y'all. After watching a lot of these Grift videos in the way that they talk without no repercussions on this channel. I mean, on YouTube, on this platform without no repercussions. Why can't I say what I feel? Why can't I start telling our side of the coin? Because they get to, and I'm tired of holding my tongue against YouTubers. You know, shout out to my boy Chillmonger. Chillmonger used to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I didn't really have a lot. He didn't want me to go into beefs. And he know I was getting ready to go because I'm not holding my tongue to nobody. I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, you know, let's try to, you know, not even engage with that. Damn that. I'm tired of people coming at certain folks. And you get on your channel and you think it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Damn that. Damn that. I'm coming at your neck. I'm sorry. I'm coming at your neck. Now, from now on, I'm not holding my tongue for no YouTuber no more. I'm not. You come talking crazy, I'm talking crazy back. Now, that might be messy. That might be nothing. Don't open your mouth. Don't open your mouth and it might not get punched. You know what I mean? So I'm not in the way that these guys go at us. You know what I'm saying? Whether you black, whether you gay. Now, I'm not part of the gay community, but I don't feel anybody should be oppressed. Or beaten down. Because the funny thing is, as much as they spew their hatred, I'm not going at white people for them. I'm going at them, but I'm not going at a group of. You said, did Trump cut your feed? Am I still here? It look like I'm still here. Y'all, am I still here with these? Are you good? Am I good? What's going on? If y'all can still hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Or am I good? What is he talking about? I'm good. Okay. All right. I don't know. What is you talking about, True Avenger? Okay. All right. What is he talking? What you talking about? But no, you know, but no, I know, and I understood exactly where Chill was coming at. But these people, okay, that was True Video. Okay. But the way that these people talk without no repercussion, no nothing, no anything. It's just it's why can't I why again, I'm not part of the gay community, but I don't like the way that these folks talk about folks, especially when nobody's talking about you. I mean personally, I don't see, besides Dr. Umar, I don't see we just going after actively just talking about, you know what I'm saying, white folks and what white people are doing. You know, and how bad white people are, and be like, oh snap, I seen another movie. Here comes the whites. Oh my God, the whites. That's the weirdest. It's crazy. And then again, you could go on YouTube, you could do reports, you could do all of that, and these people's channels keep popping up. Now, you know, whoa, Chris TV, I'm all for free speech. If they can talk, and that's what I was trying to get, to my man Chill. If they can talk, let me talk back. That's all I'm saying. They can talk that stuff. Don't come at me when it's time for me to go at they neck. Now I'm going at they neck. I'm not going at a group of people. I'm going at they neck because it's ridiculous how we could be thrown in to a very hateful speech just because we're in a superhero movie, or it's fun to make fun of gay people. I don't think any of that's cool at all. And as a Black American, how dare I, try to punch down on somebody when we've been punched down since we got here? You know what I mean? You would never see me do that. I might make fun of individual people. I'm not about to punch down on a whole group of people. You know what I'm saying? There's white people that are amazing out here. Just like there's black people and gay people and all of that. There are amazing people out here. Just because an individual is a jackass doesn't make a whole group of people bad. You know what I mean? That's just the way that I operate, because I refuse to operate in hate. I refuse to operate, in bigotry and all of that for likes and clicks and all of that. It's whack. It's really whack. And what's funny is that, the Dave Chappelle special kind of put that out. I'm not just an internet personality that's just going to piss you off, and that's what brings me money. You know what I mean? This is why, when we bring up Tyrone Magnus, that's what we're pissed off about, because now you're making everything that you see that you don't like political. It's woke, it's DEI, it's this, that, and the other. When you were just having fun, if you didn't like it, you just didn't like it. You didn't have to bring in all of this stuff, all this extra stuff nobody asked for, and then go say, well, I'm not a grifter. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're a grifter because you're going after the grifter handbook. So you can say what you want to. You're a grifter. And it's just ridiculous. So for now on, I'm going at people's necks. I don't care about none of that. Especially if they come to me personally, I'm really going at their neck. Y'all seen what happened with so-and-so, you know what I'm saying, this year? Y'all seen what happened with so-and-so this year? And I got blocked to the high heavens. I don't give a crap. He was whack anyway. Stop being a grifter. And I found out he was a grifter too. So send it to my my IG. Send it to my IG. Or send it to my you can send it to my send it to my IG. All right, let's I didn't talk to long enough. This video was gonna be hella long, so I had to just get that out. Let me go ahead and shout out the crew real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get this thing started. Let's go. Hold up, wait a minute, whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching, and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you could be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right. And again, if you want to be a part of the crew, all you got to do is hit the join button over at the channel. All you got to do is go to the channel, you see the join, pop, hit that join button, then you can be a part of the crew. Let's go ahead and transition over. You already know it's buttery biscuit time. So somebody got to pay for these buttery biscuits. So I'll be right back. Just don't go nowhere. Do not go nowhere. We'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show.
Knight Rider will return after these messages and station identification.
Stedman, he's Stedman, not just Oprah's boyfriend. If you cross him, you're a dead man. You heard what I said, man.
I heard he was gay. No way, sister.
Stedman, he's Stedman.
Knight Rider. Knight Rider Power Cycle with Kit on a pretend instrument panel.
Here he comes.
There's something special happening at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Fresh buttermilk biscuits made from scratch. Our chicken head biscuits a perfect match.
Warm, taste so good, make you want to slap your mama for real. Man, I slap your grandma, I slap your auntie.
Good idea. Playing horsey with your little sister. Bad idea. Playing horsey with your Aunt Bertha.
Let's see who's bad, man. Come on, let's go. Let's do it. Let's show you who's bad. Come on.
You wear a disguise to look like human guys, but you're not a man, you're a chicken boo.
Now the conclusion of
I hate how they talk about you. Everybody thinks you're just a freeloader. They don't know about...
They can't know. They can't ever know. If my cover's blown, we're both dead.
Do you like the car? It's for you.
What's the occasion?
I can't believe you forgot again. It's our anniversary. We've been engaged for 15 years.
You know, I'd marry you tomorrow, baby. But it wouldn't be fair. Not to you or to the free world. Well, look at you.
This is it. I can't believe it. After 15 years, we're finally going to consummate our love.
Damn. This is Stedman. It's the commissioner. What? Professor Haight? He's escaped? Damn. What? The French Riviera? Now? Yes, sir. I'm on my way. Damn him. Damn that Professor Haight.
He's escaped? Again? Can't they build a prison strong enough to hold him for at least one night?
He's diabolical. I must go.
Can it wait just 1 hour? I want it so bad. 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Believe me, when we finally make love, I'm gonna take my time. It's gonna take all night long. But right now, I'm gonna need some money.
How much?
Let's see. French Riviera. In the house. Wardrobe. Disguises, special weapons, laser glasses, speedboat, armored helicopter.
All I have on me is 1.3 million.
That'll have to do.
Oh, darling, what kind of life is this?
Oprah, darling, you have to be strong. There's more at stake than just you and me.
Here's something to read on the plane.
Thank you, darling.
How about a kiss?
Of course. Close your eyes.
Oh, Stedman.
All right. I wish I had more Adventures of Stedman. I could watch that all day. Yes, Hunter Iggy. I did see that Captain Atom is going to be a part of Creature Commander Season 2, and we just got the cat. It's everything. It's like we got the cast on the Brainiac. We found out that Captain Atom is going to be in the next Creature Commandos. Then we had I posted it on Threads, and I posted it on the community page. James Racing, who was on The Wire, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd never watched The Wire because I think at that time I ain't had no money to watch HBO or whatever. But he played Eddie in It Chapter 2, adult Eddie, and he passed away from apparently deleting himself off the timeline. That's why literally, I promote heavily during Men's Mental Health Month, because you never know what's going on with somebody, man. So yeah. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing. We're gonna get this thing started. Oh yeah, and the Dave Chappelle special was good. It was really good. It was very good. Let me see. Oh, you right on time. Oh, RP Lamar Wilson. Who's Lamar Wilson? Now I'm about to go look at. Okay, I'm supposed to be getting started. Now you got me looking up stuff. Who's Lamar Wilson? Oh yeah, yeah. Wasn't he with I know he was at I've seen him on somebody else's channel before. Um uh um I've seen him on somebody else's channel before. I just can't think of whose channel I've seen him on. He was on somebody, he used to be on somebody else's channel though. That I've seen him at. But yeah, his situation is horrible too. Yeah. But just J. Carter, you good. Brother Juma, what's up? JD Informant, what's good? But yeah. That's fun. I can watch that all day. All right, let's go. Let's stop playing. All right. Let me stop playing. I act like I got all day. What you do? But y'all ain't got all day. Y'all to come for no 4-hour video. All right. What's up? Street Knights. What's up? Good morning. And again, I found out what's up, Boycott Activision. Yeah. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, this is why I'm telling y'all. This is why I stopped holding my tongue for certain things. And because you got to let stuff out. You got to do it. You got to do it in a way where you're not, you got to release that energy in a way. I'm not saying, you have to release it in the way I'm telling you to release it, but you got to just release it in a way where people can understand and get the help that you need. You know what I'm saying? Understand you got to release that, especially men. You got to release that whatever's inside of you that's pissing you off every morning, that's have you, feeling like you about to wake up, release that. Then find a way to find a positive way to release that without anybody being harmed. Just find a way to release it without somebody being harmed. And go. It's no problem with going to go get help. There's no problem. Especially, I've had plenty of times I almost deleted myself off the timeline. I'm just being honest. That's why I talk so much about it, because I was there multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Wanting to just run my car off the road because I was just beat up inside, beat up mentally, anxiety on 12. You know what I'm saying? So it is, I am a living witness that there is a better way. There's people that actually love you out here. Just what happens when you can't wake up anymore? What do they feel because of an action? You know what I'm saying? Instead of reverting that action to something that gets you help. You know what I mean? So you just got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? We love you guys out here. So, you know what I mean? You gotta just look at your life and say that no matter what I got going on right now, tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow will be better. So that's it. That's all I got. I'm I get to talking. It's 35 minutes later. I get to talking. All right, let's get into it. The Corey Banks, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Namace 10, what's up? Jake got what you see, can't come out there in that Hulkster gear. Can't come out in that Hulkster gear. You go get the Hulkster, you go get the Hulkamaniacs beat up out of you. Anyway.
We thought people would like to see a full movie of that dumb that showed up at the end of Super. All jokes aside, Superman itself was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Okay, before Utterly Noah gets to going, okay, it's just him. You know what? I was really mad at this kid. I was really mad at this kid because I think he's a turd. But there's always got to be a butthole a turd comes out of. So check this out. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I just watched this guy. Oh, that's right. The guy that I just watched, it was on. Hold on. Let me try to see if I can if I still have that video. So this one kid, because I was looking for a picture so I could make the thumbnail, and this guy made a video about, because I just Google search Ranted for Vengeance, right? So this guy had this video about Ranted for Vengeance, and Ranted for Vengeance has a father, and yeah, here we go. I want to, let me see if I can get this pulled up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh my God. Are you serious? Go over there. You suck. You suck right now. But anyway, this is the kid. Obviously, this is the kid, right? And this video points out that this kid has a father.
Drops. So yeah,
this guy points out that they found this kid's dad, and of course they're not Americans, but just show you the rhetoric, because it had to come from somewhere. Watch this.
Alexi Pereira.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
And in true Ian Gary style, he reacted to that fight, as he does, being 1000% delusional. Me and Alex Pereira have the best calf kicks in the world, and you're kind of going, okay.
This is Ransom for Vengeance dad.
What are you actually talking about? Then we jump over here, and he says this.
But you know what? I showed so much.
So this guy talks about WWE and UFC fights.
Evolution today. I hit him with stealth mode. I walked him down. I prayed him.
I'm kind of retarded. This fight week for Ian Gary has pretty much been the same as Pride Month. You know, there was a lot of prancing around. There was a lot of feminine, fruity walks with purple pantses and things like that, crouching over with your arse up in the air. And I guess the correlation to be made between Ian Gary and Pride Month is the fact that both of them are based in mental illness.
I mean, if you're not listening to the same rhetoric, he's literally saying the same rhetoric as his son. So at first I was like, you know, first of all, let me shut up. In this video, he's like, hey, the kid is obviously being influenced by his father. So obviously that's the thing. And this kid, he's a kid, which is true. He's a kid. I guess he's 15 years old, and he actually sounds worse than his father. And I'm gonna give this kid, I'm talking about the NC ounces of grace, and the reason why I'm saying that is because one day he could wake up and be like, what in the, I'm trying to tell you, all it takes is one punch. And you say this stuff to the right people, you walk out, because people, the thing is, you got to be accountable for your actions. What you say, you got to be accountable for, period. I go talking some mess, somebody punched me in my mouth, I got to be accountable for it, right? And this kid has enough time to grow and be accountable for his actions. You know what I'm saying? But your daddy, no. Your daddy's a different story. I'm not about to give his daddy no grace, because this is what you're teaching your child. You're teaching your child to be hateful, to be bigoted, to be racist. You know what I'm saying? All of that. You know what I mean? You know, when I was 15, you know, I thought gang banging and stuff like that was cool. I'll be damn about that now. You know what I mean? Especially, you know, once I lived in Compton and really start to see what that culture life is. Some people had it so backward. Me and my brother was talking about this yesterday. Some people got it backwards, but at that time, I thought that was cool. So that's the only reason why I'm like, you got time to grow. Your daddy's a piece of crap. He's a walking piece of crap. If this is the stuff that you're teaching your child, your mother, your father, or pieces of crap, or huge pieces of crap. So, but again, just know that we're gonna bring this up in this thing. But I just want y'all to show you his daddy. I want you to show you his daddy to know that apple didn't fall far from the tree. And this is just where we at. All right, let's get to the video.
You thought people would like to see a full movie of that dumb that showed up at the end of Super. All jokes aside, Superman itself was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Griftmas, everybody! So, just recently, around this holiday season, the Supergirl trailer just came out, teasing the next big movie in James Gunn's DC universe. A good chunk of people are looking forward to this movie, especially after James Gunn's Superman film from this year ended up being a very pleasant surprise and a much-needed return to form for the character in live-action film. It seems a good chunk of people are pretty interested in seeing how Supergirl will play out as a result, especially since it's going to be based on the Woman of Tomorrow miniseries comic from 2021. The film won't be a beat-for-beat adaptation of this comic, given the fact that Lobo, played by Jason Momoa in this film, is set to star, and he wasn't in the original comic, but it does seem to be borrowing a lot of details from that. So as a result, a lot of fans are very intrigued to see how they incorporate the elements of that comic, and a lot of people are just interested in seeing this film overall. Unfortunately, a very notorious subset of critics on YouTube and other platforms have made their opinions very clear on this trailer, and it seems they...
I'm sorry, Jester Ball is just not attractive. I'm sorry. She is not cute to me. I mean, somebody might find her sexy, but I don't. I don't. She is not cute to me. Oh boy. JD Foreman thinks it's very, but somebody might not think I'm cute. Somebody might be like, God damn, he ugly. It's for that I say thank you. They probably right next to each other on streaming. Hey Jay, what's funny? They record at the same space. So he records his videos They both recorded their videos at the same spot, which is hilarious. That's how people start realizing that was his father. Crazy. All right, but I appreciate the $2 super chat. Let's go.
Gang baby. Gang baby. Gang baby.
You are truly amazing.
Gang
Thank you for your super chat.
Gang baby. Gang baby.
All right. Let's keep going. Chester Ball is just woo. She does look like Elijah Woods. Yikes.
Don't like it whatsoever. According to them, they think this film is going to be woke feminist garbage, and they've also been calling Supergirl a super hoe. Wow, very creative. Been calling.
Is that Snarky J with Critical Drinker Mauler? Who is that? I forgot. I don't know. I can't see the name. So when people were telling me she wasn't this was now, mind you, Erin Underwood. Okay, don't know who that is. But now I was like, people are telling me she's a grifter. I'm saying they were saying she's a grifter. She's a grifter. And I was like, well, I don't see any. Well, from that video, I don't know her work. But now that again, all this is to me, you're guilty by association. You are guilty by association. Anybody who rides with this jackass that's sitting over in the top right corner, you're a grifter. Now, y'all was talking about she wasn't a grifter. She's over here aligned herself with the critical stinker. You know what I mean? Y'all, yeah. Now, I did give her. Now, I'm always going to give, props where props is due. I said her analysis was way better than Mayor McNugget. You know what I'm saying? And Captain Thumbhead. Way, way better. Way better than theirs. But now y'all can't tell me Snarky J is not a grifter. Can't tell me that no more. Because who you align yourself with, who you giggling and laughing yourself with. If I'm giggling and laughing, what's up, Aries? If I'm giggling and laughing with myself, that doesn't align what I say, then am I any better than them? I'm laughing and giggling at what they talking about. I'm not checking them. She's not on the show checking Critical Drinker. She's on the show laughing and giggling. I'm trying to tell you, the same thing with Captain Thumbhead. He was over here laughing and giggling at Neurotic and the Critical Stinker. I told y'all she wasn't my type. And y'all was, hey, look, y'all, she's sexy. She's a very beautiful girl. I'm telling you, it's not her looks, it's energy. It's energy. I can smell that from a mile away. It's like something ain't right. And she'll go around and try to be sexy. She want to be the sexy girl I'm in the comics. I like cosplay. And look at me, I'm sexy. Boo! Oh, Andre Ware, what up? Grifters go to Griff. You already know it. You already know it. I tried to tell you, don't stop telling me she ain't Grifter. She's over here.
Super chat, body roll.
She's body rolling for the grift. I love doing these live. Oh man. I love doing these live. All right, let's keep going.
Supergirl a super hoe. Wow, very creative insults there, guys. I bet you were the top of the comedy class. I'm talking about none other than anti-woke film critics who seem to really not like this Supergirl trailer whatsoever. Anti-woke film critics tend to not be real film critics whatsoever, since rather than looking at the things that actually matter with a film, such as storytelling, pacing, characterization, scripting, cinematography, and things like that, they'd rather get mad at things like the upcoming Pixar film Hoppers for having a black woman featured in it. Oh no, the horror. It seems a lot of this crowd was pretty reactionary towards the Supergirl trailer, so today I want to look at exactly what they said, show you exactly why these folks aren't real critics and why they don't really know about Supergirl, and also why it's very clear they have their talking points ready before the film has actually even come out. To start, let's look at everybody's favorite Irish Kylo Ren lookalike, that being Ranting for Vengeance. Ranting for Vengeance is...
I'm still thinking he looks like the girl from The Ring, but I could be wrong.
somebody that I've covered before on the channel, and he has some pretty wild takes on both comic books and films that are always very funny to look at. Like that time that he thought the Rise of the TMNT cartoon was woke garbage, and that the original 80s Turtles cartoon was far more gritty and grounded.
Far more gritty and grounded? He's not even old enough to know about the 80s cartoon. What up, American Ninja Girl? Good morning. He didn't grow up with that. That's my TMNT. I wish I would have seen that video. Don't you talk about my TMNT. That's my TMNT over there. Don't you do that. The original show was grounded and gritty. The original show. Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Yes, because the cartoon where the turtles walk around in broad daylight and the Shredder is a very comedic villain is clearly very gritty. More recently, Ranting for Vengeance did a video on Supergirl calling it a woke feminist garbage despite only the trailer being out and the film is still a ways away. I'm sure Ranting has plenty of enlightening information for us as a result, so let's see what he had to say.
So I'm a bit late to the party, but who cares? James Gunn has dropped a trailer for his brand new Super Bitch, and I don't really care about this movie.
Again, I'm trying my damnness to keep this kid in a kid's lane, but oh God, it's hard. I blame your daddy. I blame your parents. I blame your parents. Your parents ain't. I'm sorry, Miss Roberta. His parents ain't shit. It's gonna fall down the toilet somehow.
Like everybody else on the planet, nobody is watching this garbage. This movie not only sucks, it's also ripping off classic sci-fi. It's also
how does he know? How does he know what the movie's gonna be? How does he know? Did he get an advanced copy like he did at Wonder for Wolverine?
Tarnishing the legacy of one of the most badass characters in comics.
Okay, so even just in the first 20 seconds of Ranting's video, he makes 4 very funny but very wrong claims about Supergirl. First off, he phrases things as though James Gunn dropped this trailer for what's gonna be his movie. When, funny enough, if you actually look at the people credited on this film, James Gunn did not write nor direct Supergirl whatsoever. This film was actually written by Anna Nogela, who previously had a lot of experience writing playwrights for different theatrical productions, and it's being directed by Craig Gillespie, who previously has directed actually a number of female-centered films before, such as I, Tonya and Cruella as well for Disney. So doing a film like Supergirl is certainly in his wheelhouse. However, despite the fact that James Gunn is neither writing nor directing this film, Ranting immediately attributes him to this film without actually realizing he's not really that involved in it.
That's because he's following Griff 101. First of all, blame James Gunn. It's not what Zack Snyder had. So Grifters immediately blame James Gunn. Number 2, call it woke feminist DEI bullcrap. Again, he's getting paid. This 50-year-old kid is getting paid. You know what I mean? Because there's enough people that watches this garbage that him and his father does, and they're both getting paid for that. That's just like if my kid came over here and just start talking crazy on the internet. You know what I'm saying? To the point where the takes are so bad, he started getting paid for it. So, you know what I mean? That's all it is. It's bad, and his father is over there clapping after he's done. Good job, son. I'm glad you told those guys about what we got going on over here. It's woke feminist garbage. You didn't like it. Did you see the next UFC fight? It was woke feminist garbage. Stupid.
James Gunn, for some reason, has been some kind of boogeyman to these anti-woke folks lately, since they often just bring them up with no rhyme or reason, whether he's actually directly involved in a project or not. Secondly, he tries to claim that he doesn't care about the Supergirl movie whatsoever, despite the fact that he went out of his way to make a video on it. And funny enough, he actually admits that in this video, since he claims he was going to make a video on Resident Evil 9 or Fist of the North Star instead, but decided to cover Supergirl instead of those.
I just want to say that there's been a lot of stuff going on recently that I could be making tons of videos about, but I don't really know if you guys want to see that. Like, for example, I wasn't even going to make this video. I was instead...
Nobody wants to see your video. So what you do is you make videos like this to get people riled up. He's literally admitting I could be making other stuff, but no, this is too easy.
Gonna make a video about the brand new up and coming Resident Evil game, which is one of the only good looking things I've seen in recent years, because you're getting the return of one of the greatest characters in gaming. But then again, I don't really know if you guys want to see that video, so if you do, let me know. And the same goes for the world of anime. We have a brand new Fist of the North Star anime coming out, which I can make a full video talking about how garbage CGI anime is. But once again, I don't know if you guys want to see that, so if you do, leave a comment down below.
Yeah.
No, nobody wants to see your videos where you're actually not talking crap on nobody, because you've already built up a fan base that likes to watch you rant, that likes to watch you say all the right wing, you know what I'm saying, propaganda bull crap, you know what I'm saying, and crap on whatever you think is stupid. You know what I mean? That's all you could do, because if you actually did something positive, nobody's gonna want to hear that.
Clearly you weren't interested in covering Supergirl at all, right?
Oh, right.
Thirdly, he claims that this film is ripping off classic sci-fi and shows 2 clips of ships landing from Firefly and Farscape. So if a ship lands in a certain way in a sci-fi film and that just so happens to look like another sci-fi film, then clearly that means it's ripping it off.
Exactly.
Right. That's like saying
Torian.
Blade Runner is ripping off Back to the Future 2 just because both have flying cars in them.
Exactly.
And to top it all off, he says the worst thing about this trailer is how it tarnishes the character of Lobo. When, funny enough, if you actually watch this trailer, Lobo is barely in it. They show Jason Momoa as Lobo for a split second just to confirm he's gonna be in this movie, and that's literally it. He doesn't even say anything here. Yet for some reason, Ranting seems to think that his character is tarnished just because he showed up for a split second in this trailer. Clearly, we can always count on Pitch Black from Rise of the Guardians for the best takes on media.
Well, I've heard some people say that I'm one of these grifter type channels that changes their opinion every month or so.
That's not
talking
how it
about
works.
comics one week, then changing over to anime and manga. When in reality, I'm a massive fan of all of it, and I don't really give a shit what you have to say.
Well, you sure could.
I'm about to say, it's really funny how they don't know what grifting is. He's trying to make it grifting like, oh, I what I'm doing is going over here with the anime, and the next minute I'm going over here with the other stuff, and that's not it. I don't give a shit what you say. I'm ugly, and I like to grift.
To fool me for being a fan of all this stuff, Ranting, given the fact most of your videos are just you complaining about various comics and movies. I love how these grifter types try to act like they're the real fans of these various properties when really all they do is complain and try to rage bait people over various media. Also, it's very clear that Ranting does care what his audience thinks, given the fact he was just asking them whether he should make a Fist of the North Star video or a Resident Evil video, rather than just making those videos because he wanted to. The grift is absolutely real.
All jokes aside, Superman itself was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. That's not coming from somebody who watches Avengers.
Dude, you haven't been on Earth long enough to say what's the worst movie you ever seen.
Endgame and Marvel slop. That's coming from somebody who actually watches movies.
What the hell is wrong with you, boy?
Okay, this part is just very funny to me. Imagine calling Superman 2025 the worst movie you've ever seen.
Exactly.
If Superman 2025 is the worst movie you've ever seen, then no matter how you try to spin it, clearly you need to watch more movies.
Fact.
It's clear that Goob from Meet the Robinsons here hasn't seen The Last Airbender, or Jack and Jill, or Striptease, or Showgirls, or Green Lantern, or any actually bad movie. This is something a lot of people called him out for when he initially made his video calling Superman the worst movie he's ever seen, and obviously he still hasn't gotten over that.
The 23 will be the best year yet.
And now we also have another massive issue with this pile of shit, is the fact that Supergirl is some dumb who's like partying and who's...
How do you get away on YouTube with this type of dude? Every time that I do a Eric July video, I get flagged for it. But yet this dude can say whatever he wants to, and I guarantee he's not getting flagged for it. Like, I don't even be saying anything in the video. It's because it's Eric July. Now automatically get flagged by YouTube. But this kid can say whatever. I don't get it.
Drunk all the time. When was that ever the character? I don't even give a shit about Supergirl, and I know that that is not the character.
So 2 things here. 1, Ranting straight up says that he doesn't care at all about Supergirl, so it calls into...
Yeah, but he just talked about Supergirl. And 2, if you don't know anything about the character, wouldn't you want to look up the character and make sure that the characterization of what we're seeing on screen is depicted in the comics? Let me shut up.
question why he thinks he should be believed as a source on whether this
I know.
trailer is quality or not. But he also fails to realize that this was part of Supergirl's character at one point in the exact comic that this movie is based on, called Woman of Tomorrow. In that comic, Supergirl goes to a planet with a red sun, since red suns are the only things that can weaken her powers and allow her to get drunk, and ends up partying on that planet. If Goth Kid from South Park had actually read the comic that this movie is based on, he'd probably know that, but unfortunately, it's very clear he didn't.
I'll be honest, in this brand new modern age of OnlyFans bitches, nothing is more apt than a Supergirl that's drunk all the time and is some whore. Now on to my third point, and not many people are pointing out.
It's funny that he keeps calling her a whore. The Mayor McNugget, well, is this Supergirl or Super Ho? I made a funny. I'm fat bastard. Get in my belly.
Name drop him flat out. Geeks and Gamers, that famous kind of anti-woke channel. I saw him talking about this, saying that James Gunn is just ripping off Guardians again. I don't know how many times it has to be said. James Gunn has never ever ripped off Guardians of the Galaxy. He's only ever ripped off Firefly and Farscape.
Okay, I love how Ranting criticizes Geeks and Gamers, another grifting channel. Here he says that Geeks and Gamers is wrong to say that Supergirl
not Grifters going against Grifters.
is ripping off Guardians of the Galaxy, and that instead it's ripping off Firefly and Farscape. When in actuality, both of them are wrong about this, because if you look at the stories of Supergirl and the stories of Guardians of the Galaxy, Farscape, and Firefly, all these plots are very different. Firefly is a space western about a renegade crew taking on odd jobs around the fringes of a colonized galaxy while avoiding a totalitarian government. Farscape is about an astronaut who accidentally travels to the far side of space and teams up with a bunch of alien prisoners to try and get home. Guardians of the Galaxy is about a man who's lived alongside alien mercenaries for most of his life since he was abducted by aliens as a child. Supergirl is about Supergirl going to this alien planet with a red sun for her 23rd birthday to celebrate and get drunk, but ends up getting caught in this big quest for revenge with an alien girl named Ruthie while there. Now,
Facts. And then, you know, Erica D, when money is involved, they don't care. If I heard my kid talking like that, I would pop him in his mouth. Let me calm down. If I caught my child doing anything like that, he will get a stern talking to.
Any of those plot summaries I just gave sound like ripoffs of each other whatsoever. The answer, of course, is no, and it's very clear that Ranting for Vengeance and Geeks and Gamers neither know what they're talking about whatsoever when it comes to media. Which, of course, is pretty much why Geeks and Gamers is almost on his way out, given the fact his viewership has dropped pretty considerably over the last several months.
Someone who's watched Firefly multiple times and is a massive fan of Farscape, I can see straight away that this is just one big ripoff. It's not influence, it's not inspiration. I know he's not directing Supergirl, but he basically has control of it, and it's shown no clearer than in this shot right here. Oh, okay, so Supergirl.
That's literally the narrative that I was trying to debunk when I did my reaction to this, which F Warner Brothers for keep copyrighting people watching Supergirl, like seriously, or doing reaction videos to Warner Brothers products. Warner Brothers needs to cut that out, seriously. But anyway, that was a narrative. It feels like a James Gunn product. It feels like James Gunn. And I'm like, James Gunn has nothing in here. He's not the director of this. He's not the screenplay writer. Yes, this is my universe. Can you make that fit? And he's hands off. He's letting them do their thing. But the whole narrative is James Gunn, just to have an excuse why you don't like it. That's all it is. You're making up an excuse to say this is why I don't like it. Which is weird to me. Which is weird to me. Oh no, not where he's at. I guarantee. Trust me, not where he's at. He has a pretty big channel. He does. He has a pretty big channel.
Has a new outfit change. She seems to be wearing a long brown trench coat for the entire movie. Is this just to represent the fact that she's different from Superman and is some sort of rebel? Oh wait, you're just ripping off Firefly once again.
What? So Supergirl wearing a marginally similar outfit to Nathan Fillion in Firefly, that being a long brown coat, means that the show is being ripped off by Supergirl. So by that logic, the Matrix is ripping off the Punisher just because Neo and the Punisher both wear black and carry lots of guns. Ah yes, what clearly concise logic from our long-lost member of the Addams family here.
James Gunn just makes the same shitty woke movie over and over, and every single one rips off Firefly in some way, and nobody knows because they're too busy.
Oh my god, this would irritate the hell out of me if I had to listen to this every day. This literally would irritate my soul.
He's scrolling on TikTok and haven't seen Firefly.
I already explained why Guardians of the Galaxy nor Supergirl are ripping off Firefly, but you know what? Since Ranting seems to think that all of James Gunn's movies rip off Firefly, I'm happy to indulge him here. Slither is an excellent creature feature where an alien meteorite crashes on Earth and an alien slug ends up possessing an old guy who's pretty jealous of someone that he thinks might be in love with his wife. The alien slug ends up taking advantage of this part of him and ends up spreading all over the town, possessing various people and turning them into zombies. Super is a great indie film where Dwight from The Office ends up losing his wife to a drug dealer, so after seeing Bible Man on TV, decides to become a superhero to try and stop him. The Suicide Squad is about Bloodsport and other people hired by Amanda Waller going into a foreign country to try to stop Project Starfish. Now, once again, did any of those sound like the plot of Firefly? If you answered no, then ding 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 ding, you're correct, and Ranting is unfortunately wrong once again.
Seriously, who is going to watch this movie? Unfunny Marvel humor, terrible CGI, cliched feminism that we've seen 100 times. And also, where the hell is the dude in the movie?
Again. What is so crazy is that it's the same talking points over and over and over and over and over again. It's literally the same talking points. There's no nuance. And how do you get that much information off a 1 minute video, a 1 minute trailer, 1 minute and maybe a couple seconds trailer? How do you get all of that from that? Is again, Grifters playbook. That's all it is. It's the Grifters playbook. It is wild to me. What's up, Duran?
You just have two chicks running around, both of which, I'll be honest, you could have cast a more attractive Supergirl if...
I mean, this dude is... if he get the draws, it's going to be a mercy hump. That's what he going to get for the rest. If people watch his stuff, unless they're just, anti-woke grifters like him, he going to get mercy hump. That's what he going to get. When he gets mercy hump.
We're going to be seeing her for the entire movie.
Once again, if Ranting had actually read the comic that this movie is based on, he would know the answer to this question. The two main characters in the comic are Ruthie and Supergirl. Hence why there are no dudes prominently featured in the movie as the main characters as Ranting put here. I always find it funny that despite the fact Irish Kylo Ren claims that he reads a lot of comics, it's very clear he doesn't actually read many of them at all, given he doesn't even know things like this.
Because two gay feminists running around for the entire movie is not appealing to anybody. It's just the truth. I don't make the rules. Nobody's gonna watch this shit. And when Jason Momoa
and this is the kid that's talking about nobody's attractive. Who's giving? I want to see when you get old enough to get some. He probably is. You know what I'm saying? But when you get older, I want to see what your lady looks like. Because I know good and well you get mercy hump. That's what you get in mercy hump.
Is the best you can do for a badass guy in the movie. I really don't know what's wrong, because Lobo is a really cool character, but Jason Momoa is not a really cool guy. He's not some metalhead badass in real life. In fact, he's the exact...
When has an actor ever been the person that they're playing? Like, seriously, he's not a badass metalhead. I swear... Jason Momoa was in Game of Thrones. I mean, he's been in some. He was Conan. I mean, he's been in some movies. But to say that's not what he is, he's an actor, dude. He gets paid to do that. When has an actor ever been the guy? That's just like Nicholson has never been a clown. So how can he play the Joker? It's like the silliest thing I've ever heard in my whole entire life.
The opposite. Just because you listened to Gay Pantera one time,
a gay black man, I kissed him on the lips,
does not make you a metalhead. Go back to getting a manicure and running around acting like a
I love how Ranting is so hung up on Lobo in this trailer, even though, once again, like I said before, he barely appears in this trailer, and he wasn't even in the original comic that this movie is based on. Lobo was never in the original Woman of Tomorrow comic, but he is being included in this film as his first appearance in the DCU. He's not even that big of a part of the trailer at all, since really the trailer just barely teases him, but for some reason it's the only thing that Random Revengeance can talk about. Which honestly does make sense, given the fact, like he said before, he doesn't actually know that much about Supergirl, so he has to spend most of this video called Supergirl is Woke Feminist Trash talking about Lobo. The jokes just really write themselves here.
Speaking of which, somebody here saying that Lobo looks perfect. What the fuck are you smoking? How does some kick-ass character with an...
Oh, good God almighty, this is rough. This guy stinks. This is rough to listen to. Oh, my... If I literally had to listen to this, I'd give Otterly Noah... I told you, Otterly Noah, Birdman, High CHD, SK... These guys, man, I give y'all so much props for actually breaking down what this kid says, because I literally feel like throwing myself out of a moving car listening to this. This is ridiculous.
Iron cross around his chest equate to some gay black dude who was never ever cool. Lobo is a character who was made.
What do we have to do with that? What? Oh, God. Oh, I'm trying. Lord knows I'm trying.
Majorly improved by Simon Bisley, an absolute legend in comics. And to create the kick-ass punk rock anti-hero Lobo, he took inspiration from Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead, which anybody can really take inspiration from, and you'll be on the right path in life. They look and act identical with the same mentality of stick your middle finger up and don't give a fuck what people say.
I always find it so funny when right-wingers try to reappropriate things like goth music or metal music and act like they're always about anti-wokeness, when really they kind of always weren't. Goth music and metal music at their core have always been very anti-establishment and always about sticking it to the man up top.
Yeah, I will say a lot of rock music, not all of it, but a lot of rock music, you know, a lot of it was especially if you're from the UK, was anti-government, anti-fascism. A lot of it. Rage Against the Machine. If you try to tell me right now Rage Against the Machine is not people will call it woke nowadays. Rage Against the Machine was definitely anti-government. You know what I'm saying? Anti-monarch. Thank you, Alvin. Is a lot of real rock was anti-establishment. You know what I mean? Was anti-establishment. So what? This kid doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? A lot of grunge and a lot of my son is in the goth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that is not government. They're anti-government because they're different. They don't want to be like their parents or whatever. Thank you, woo-woo. Anti-tyranny. You know what I mean? That's what rock has all been rebel music. Nirvana is one of my favorite rock bands of all time, though. But it's always been a lot of it. I'm not saying all of it, but a lot of it was anti-government. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking? Especially a lot of rock music is what, rap music that was anti-government of its time. I equate those two. You know, when you have like a public, that's why Rage Against the Machine and Public Enemy would go tour with each other because they still talked about the same type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was not about, about stuff being woke and this and the other. What are you talking about? Like, oh God, this dude is, oh God, it's horrible. God, somebody send me a biscuit. I'd rather eat a biscuit right now on camera and have an allergic reaction to it than listen to this mess.
Something that, by nature, is actually a very quote-unquote woke and left-leaning ideology, unlike what ranting appears to think here. It's like when right-wingers try to misinterpret the scene of Neo taking the red pill in The Matrix as him becoming a conservative, when really that's the complete opposite of what's happening there. Or when they would try to claim that Eminem spoke to anti-woke culture, when really, if you look at everything Eminem did, it was kind of the complete opposite of that in general. Eminem was another very anti-establishment figure who often lobbied for freedom of speech in his lyrics, which by definition is something that anti-woke culture goes directly against.
I mean, he had a whole song called F. Bush. You know what I'm saying? Y'all forgot the mosh? I'm not really the biggest Eminem fan like that. You know what I'm saying? Because his music doesn't doesn't talk directly to me. I'm not saying he's not a dope MC or if he's not one of the top MCs of all time. Never will say that. You know what I'm saying? But, Mosh literally went against the establishment. What does this dude talk about? What are you talking about?
I always find it so funny that anti-woke people are always complaining about politics being inserted in everything, when really they're the only one inserting politics into anything with statements like this. And that's exactly what ranting has done here by misappropriating metal culture.
This is literally the same people who tried to say, I said this before, I'm going to say it again. I don't want politics in my sports. I don't want politics in this. I don't want politics in that. And guess what they're doing now? Like literally, guess what they're doing now?
He also took inspiration from Glenn Danzig, the punk rock legend of the Misfits, Sam Hain, and his own band, which once again is exactly like Lobo in real life. Some guy who will gladly wear leather jackets, wear the Iron Cross, have long hair, be jacked, and kick your ass.
So, funny enough, Lobo actually started as a generic villain in DC Comics in the 1980s, and it wasn't until the 90s that they character.
Tell them, Utterly. Tell them. Yeah, Sega Blood Code, yeah. Yeah, you had to put the blood code in when it came to home consoles. They have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
Got revived into the version that most people know him for today. But the thing that ranting doesn't seem to understand is that Lobo was intentionally written as a parody of characters like Wolverine, the Punisher, and grittier characters like that were becoming popular at the time. This new version of him was also meant to parody Spawn as well, believe it or not. He was intentionally written in the 90s as a pastiche of these kinds of characters and showing how over the top pushing towards edge can be, but unfortunately it looks like ranting didn't really realize that. But then again, of all people to miss that this is a parody, I guess it would be ranting for sure. So really, throughout this entire video, ranting has just proven that not only does he not understand Supergirl, he also doesn't understand Lobo either, despite him talking up this character quite a bit. But
he doesn't understand any. Again, if you go watch his father's content, he's not going to understand anything at all, because it's not about understanding. It's not about learning the truth. It's about selling a narrative. And if you can sell a narrative, truth does not matter.
Believe it or not, the story with Ranting for Vengeance and Supergirl doesn't end here, because not long after this video initially came out, he ended up getting called out on Twitter by a lot of people who noticed he didn't really understand the character of Lobo whatsoever. And also a lot of people just calling him out for being a fake comic fan overall and a major grifter. And funny enough, one of these people was actually the writer of Absolute Batman, Scott Snyder himself.
Oh my God. I'm trying to say, people are tired of this. People are tired of this. When the writer of a comic book was like, enough is enough with the grifted. That makes you, oh my God, that's funny. That is irony for that ass. That is irony. That is irony. Like I said, they think this is easy. I can just walk in, I can say a bunch of stuff, I can call it I can grift, I can say all the work, the woke right-wing propaganda crap, and people will listen to me. And even the writers of comic books is like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. We ain't trying to hear that. And obviously Scott Snyder is white, and he ain't got time for that. That's why I keep telling people, this stuff You got white people talking about all this. Well, white people, we're not being listened to. We're being lost as the white people, the white man. We can finally be proud to be white. And other white people was like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Ain't nobody saying that. That's you. Fake outrage, fake victimization, fake. Shut your bitch ass up.
He ended up talking about ranting for vengeance in a reply to one of these tweets and saying ranting wasn't really worth anyone's time and that he was just a major grifter.
Yes.
And this, combined with everybody else dunking on him after the Supergirl video, really set ranting off to the point where he actually made another video replying to all these people.
Wow.
And for some reason, he assumed that everybody talking about him was either black, trans, or gay. No, I am not making this up.
Are you serious? I don't really know. Where you at? Come to the chat. Come to the chat right now. What the hell? Black, gay, or oh god! What for one? Why are we in it? You was talking to another white man. Why are we in it? That what I keep telling y'all. Keep telling. We are the scapegoat. No matter what we do, we are the scapegoat. Y'all know that the FC files was just released, and the first thing that shot on the Grifter 101 media grifter propaganda 101 was a Michael Jackson and Jeffrey Epstein with a picture with Diana Ross and blacked out faces, and they were trying to say they were victims and they were Michael Jackson's kids and Diana Ross's son. We're still the scapegoat, and I'm trying to tell you, if you don't think that these people use us as a scapegoat, oh my Lord, have mercy. I gotta go to a commercial break. I gotta give me something to drink or something. I gotta give me some liquor this earlier this morning, because this gotta be the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. So I really know what I wish you could come to the chat right now, but I'm gonna be right back. Don't go nowhere. Y'all better not go nowhere. I'm gonna be right back with more of the Dre Max Show.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Are you going down? Then you gotta know the best way to go. On the down low.
Damn, you banking like that, and you come over here with a biscuit meal, man?
Would you like to take a survey? No. Elevator go down the hall.
It's you! It's you!
What they do?
We are talking about the same girl.
Okay, well, what do we do? Fight a duel or something?
Well, I don't know. Maybe,
Now the conclusion of
Like this?
Slower. Bend over.
Stedman, what's going on?
Darling, are you all right?
Stedman, who was that woman?
That was Professor Hate, disguised as an ugly French lap dancer.
Ugly? She looked beautiful.
I suppose she might have been considered beautiful until you walked in the room.
Oh, Stedman, I've been dreaming of this moment. Come here.
Wild horses couldn't keep me away. Invisible robots!
Invisible robots?
Beep, 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 beep. Look out! Man, he's man. Not just no Bruce boyfriend. If you cross him, you're a dead man. You heard what I said, man.
I heard he was gay.
No way, sister.
Who's that man? He's dead man.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. Let's get right back to more. Oh my God, this kid's face.
Let's see what he had to say here.
So I was going to continue on normally, just making a video about Resident Evil or something. But in the last 24 hours, it seems that a lot of handicaps have found out about me. And that group of
What? Handicaps? Have you looked at yourself in the mirror, sir? I like candy. Nah.
These people include some big accounts on Twitter, which all happen to be gay, and also Scott Snyder himself. Just out of a pure want deep in my heart, I'm just going to keep on making these videos telling you to go complain to your boyfriend. So here we go. Here's what started it.
Literally. Oh, this dude, boy. Oh, God. I only know him, man. You got my respect because, man, it would have been hard to get through this without completely throwing myself out of the,
Oh, this guy posted up some clip of an old video of mine. Instead of taking from something new, they have to go back and search through endless hours of my content. And he got a good few people liking and seeing this tweet, saying something that just isn't true. Calls himself Batman expert. So first of all, time out. We're going to have to stop everything. When did I ever call myself a Batman expert?
So right off the bat here, Ranting tries to act like he never called himself a Batman expert, when, funny enough, if you look at his video talking about the Batman Part 2, he did exactly that. He tried to claim that Matt Reeves was messing up Batman's character, and that Matt Reeves was a woke director, and that clearly Ranting Revengeance was the only expert on Batman.
Like, what's woke about the Batman? They got a black mayor? I mean, hell, we got a black mayor. Is that woke? We got a black mayor here in Kansas City. Actually, where I'm from, across the water in Kansas City, Kansas, they have a black mayor too. And she's female. So I guess that's woke too. Because, dude, you can't make this stuff up.
Colin Farrell, I don't really care if the guy's Irish. I think he sucks as an actor. People bitch and whine about Nolan taking away the comic book elements of Batman. But in this overrated portrayal of the Penguin, Matt Reeves changed the character's name from a real name that people actually have just because he thought it sounded too comic booky.
Of course, if Ranting actually read Batman comics, he'd realize that the Batman is the most comic accurate live action version of the character that's ever been out.
I may not have liked this Bruce Wayne, but I like the Batman because of Batman. Batman is dope on there. Kick Knowledge Smith, what's up? I love his. You can say whatever you want about Robert Pattinson's Batman, but I think his Batman is actually dope. As far as like the detective element, and I kind of wish that movie was a noir, but the detective element and stuff like that, and the Batman is dope. It's just it gets a little long in the tooth. Just to me as a movie, because there's certain parts of that movie I believe that you could have cut as far as like the pacing of the movie. You could have cut and it would have saved time, and it wouldn't have taken away from the movie. But as far as like a Batman, a live action Batman, he was dope. I'm sorry. He was dope. I didn't like his Bruce Wayne. I'm not gonna, and I'm fair. I did not like his Bruce Wayne. I did not, but him as Batman was dope. It was dope. And whatchamacallit, who played Jim Gordon? I know that was very controversial, and for me, you know what I mean, because of race swaps, and I wish they added more characters. Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon was great because he's a great actor. He's a great actor. You know what I mean? And again, the only reason why I don't like the race swap characters is because of jackasses like this is on screen, not utterly Noah, because of all these, this is woke, because honestly, I wouldn't give a crap. Because it's acting at the end of the day. It's acting. You're portraying a character, a fictional character, and just live action, yes. You know what I'm saying? Do you want some of the characterization after it's been put in print? You know what I'm saying? To be what you think? Yes, I agree with that. At the same time, being an actor, you just try to take on roles, man, and you just try to get into the character. You know what I mean? So it's weird, but yeah. The Penguin, Colin Farrell as a Penguin was the most dude. The Penguin show that spun off was just as great as the Batman movie. Like, what the hell is this dude talking about?
There, but of course he clearly doesn't read them. We can always expect the best kind of comic knowledge from the emo version of Raggedy Ann here.
I just clicked into your profile and you have your pronouns there. Nobody wants to hear about your pronouns or your sexuality. Nobody gives a shit. And before we get to the legendary Scott Snyder who burned Ranting for Vengeance and roasted him by replying and bickering in some gay comment section, first I'm gonna have to address something which is just straight up spasticated. So this guy here is a pretty big account. Neb's Good Takes also posted about me spreading the biggest misinformation. Like every single thing that he said here is bullshit. This kid got expelled. He was a bully who targeted minorities. These people are getting their information from other teenagers that are spreading rumors about me.
It's funny that Ranting claims
said other teenagers are spreading rumors. I told you he was a kid. Now we did this. Is it out of the realm of possibility what they're saying can't be true? Because based on the content, and again, he's got to be a content creator. Because if he went to corporate America, they're going to pull his videos. Somebody's going to say, "Wait a minute, this is the kid who was this is the guy who was making these videos about anti-woke this and black people that and gay people this." They're going to pull that. They'll fire him because it goes against their vision or whatever of their business. So oh God. Okay.
Here that teenagers are the ones going around spreading misinformation on him, when, funny enough, if you actually look at the original thread that he's talking about, teenagers aren't mentioned here whatsoever. So it seems for some reason Ranting came up with that on his own, which seems to imply that he is aware of some sort of teenagers going around saying things about him. There could be a lot of explanations for this, like perhaps peers of his from his old school going around saying how he got expelled from that school, but we don't really know ultimately. Of course, that doesn't make his reaction here any less funny.
Also, thousands of people think that I have a black eye for some reason in one of my videos, like somebody kicked my ass, when in reality it's just a shadow cast by a light. What are you, retarded? Who knows, maybe
what are you, retarded? I'm trying to tell you, somebody gonna beat this boy up one day. I'm telling you, somebody gonna beat this kid up one day. It's gonna be real bad. And he's going to come over here and blame it on black people.
I might have a black eye in the future in one of my videos because of all of the martial arts I do.
Martial arts? You're telling me you're fighting on martial arts? Is that what you're doing? Is that I trained you to get on dragons? I did not train you to get on martial arts, to put on a little black belt and all of that. You got to get on the dragon and you got to ride it. Martial arts? That's because I've been over here doing kicks and punches and stuff, and, from Asian people. Martial arts.
I'll just let that clip speak for itself. Watch out, everybody. Emo Raggedy Ann is gonna come after you with martial arts.
Really, that's the only ass kicking that's going on here. Nobody's beating me up, forcing me to get in front of the camera right now. This is all off of my own will. So nobody got expelled for bullying Jewish kids. There is no Jewish people where I come from. What?
And obviously no black people. No, you talk about black people. You don't talk about Jewish kids. You talk about black people all the time. Is there any black people where you were at either? I'm curious.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I just can't take Ranting seriously here whatsoever. He keeps talking about how he does martial arts and how there's no Jews in Ireland. The Jewish population has historically always been pretty small in Ireland, but there are still Jewish people there. It's not like they aren't there at all. I guess in Ranting's mind, though, Jewish people just exist everywhere else.
And once again, if you got a problem, I'll just kick your ass, because if you're one of these gay freaks who talks with...
Just imagine this dude pulling up, wanting to smoke. I mean, seriously. Just think of this dude pulling up, wanting to smoke. How you think that's going to go? Do you think it's gonna go the Jake Paul route? What's the other guy that got his behind kicked the day before that? The guy who always they got caught allegedly trafficking, the ladies. He got beat up too. Do you think that's gonna work? Tate, yeah. Old Tate. You talking about beat up like that? Because I put Andrew Tate, yeah. Just imagine this dude pulling up, talking about, I want to smoke. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got a badass over here. I came to do martial arts. I'll just kick your ass. Watch out. I'm going to kick that dude out the window like Stedman did that. Stedman did Professor Hate.
Kids all day on the internet about other kids like me, then I really don't know what's wrong with you, and you need to go fuck yourself. And speaking of doing exactly that, we come to the world's biggest retard, Scott Snyder. Now remember when comic book writers could actually write a great comic and not really be responding and bickering with people? Well, Scott Snyder does the exact opposite, because all of his comics are slow shit, and all he does throughout his entire day is tweet at people and argue in gay little comment sections. And that's really what they are. I'm not just calling them gay. Everybody who's attacking me here and grifting off of my content, because that's what—
Grifting off of your content. He has no idea what grifting means.
It is. Uploading clips, engagement farming. Every single one of them are either black, gay, transgender, or all three.
Ah, yes, clearly Scott's—
That's what I'm saying. Did you hear what he said, though? Listen again.
Gay little comment sections. And that's really what they are. I'm not just calling them gay. Everybody who's attacking me here and grifting off of my content, because that's what it is. Uploading clips, engagement farming. Every single one of them are either black, gay, transgender, or all three.
Ah, yeah.
Why are we in it? Again. Black, gay, or transgender. Why are we in it? All three. So you So I guess I'm a black, gay, transgendered man. I'm doing martial arts. Oh man. Oh Lord. Ooh. I ain't gonna lie, that's the funniest thing he said all day. Oh my God. Oh. Whew. I have no words. I must be black, a black, gay, transgender. I'm doing martial arts. I'll kick your ass. Let me on my dragon. Dad, you're not supposed to do that. It's a dragon. You're supposed to learn how to ride it. I know how to ride a dragon. Look at me. I've been riding dragons since I was a kid when I was doing martial arts and making YouTube videos about the woke gay agenda.
Yes, clearly Scott Snyder is black, gay, and trans just because he told people that you weren't worth their time and that you were a terrible grifter as well. I also find it funny that he acts like comics writers never argued or debated with those who read their comics before the advent of social media, when really this has happened for a long time now. Alan Moore often argued with those who read his comics and their interpretations of his work, and that was something that he earned a reputation for as well. But clearly Scott Snyder is the only person to ever comment on the people that read his work.
So I'm not even going to read out out all this, but Scott Snyder doesn't even roast me. He doesn't even destroy me in some badass way. No, he just comes off as a whiny little bitch, calling me boring and tiring, and he's not worth your time. Get a new.
I mean, technically, he's not lying. What's the use of roasting you? Just look at your face. Look at your dad's face. I mean, if the jokes write themselves.
New grift. It's 2025.
Get
and
a
his
new
main
grift.
point in all of.
Thank you, Snyder. Get a new grift. This ain't working, big dog. You're losing. You're taking L's, big dog.
These people's main point is that everything I say is false. I'm not worth your time, and I don't provoke anybody. So to answer your question, Scott Snyder, of whether or not I still provoke people and offend people, you're goddamned right I do. I especially did it to like you. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm actually getting bored of talking about this shit that nobody believes. It's pathetic. But to the people who support this channel, I'm just gonna continue making on the videos that I usually do about comics, video games, movies, books that I actually like, because that's what this channel is. You can go back.
Do you? So if I pull up Raging for Vengeance, are you really gonna have videos and stuff like that about stuff you like, or is this what you do? Go get a job, you bum.
I can watch many videos where that's what I do.
Well, you could have fooled me ranting, since most of your videos are you complaining about different comics and shows and not really showing that you like any of this stuff whatsoever. Which, of course, is often the grifter MO, just farming off in negativity rather than actually offering any sort of critical analysis that has any substance.
Just watch my 20-minute video about Devilman and its influences and how much I love that story. That's really all this channel is. Me, a 16-year-old, making videos about manga, comics, and music that I actually appreciate. It's not grifting and it's not rage bait. It's just a normal YouTube channel that you have a problem with because you disagree with me.
Yes, because clearly grifting is just someone having a different opinion than yourself. Ultimately, what grifting actually isn't just someone having a different opinion than you, but someone actually intentionally trying to sell people on an idea that usually isn't true. And usually they do this for their own.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's one ugly sweater she has on.
Personal benefit, whether it be monetary gain or some other reason. Which, of course, is exactly what Ranting has in mind here for his channel, even though he's not doing a very good job at hiding that. Overall, Ranting clearly hasn't actually read many comics, despite the fact that he tries to claim he is, and also he doesn't really understand anything about the character Lobo either. And like he openly admits, he doesn't know anything about the character of Supergirl, which obviously got him a lot of ridicule when he made this video, and rightfully so. Another person who decided to complain about the Supergirl trailer was none other than Jester Bell. I've covered Jester Bell a bit before here on the channel, but for those unfamiliar with her, Jester Bell is a channel that talks pretty much exclusively about mainstream American, highly advertised blockbuster films. Which is pretty funny because in her bio, she claims she's both a filmmaker and a film fan, despite the fact she doesn't actually talk about that big of a variety of movies.
Like, what films, if she's a filmmaker, what films have she made? Like what films have, you know? But again, when you look at these people's, all you got to do is look at these people's, go to their videos and look at the type of videos that they push. Now that tell you everything that you need to know about that channel. Chaz Flex. Birdman calls her dildo baggins. Oh God, that's your boo boo. Oh, good God, boy. Oh God, there's no way in hell I could wake up to that. There's no way in hell. There's no way. I would literally. Y'all remember the Coyote Ugly Kid from That's wrong. Because somebody thinks I'm ugly right now. What's up, Mika G from Florida right now? And I'm in Kansas City, and it's 60 degrees today. So we're getting some Florida weather. But yeah, I knew Drinker did, but I mean, technically I have a script right now. And after the New Year's, I will be finding my co-lead in creating my first movie. So
which is often the case for most of these grifter types overall, despite claiming their film.
Executive Judge, you right. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Because one man's trash may be another man's treasure. I just don't go digging in the garbage for it.
Film fans, their film knowledge is usually very lacking. She tends to put out the same repetitive rage bait type content with all these same kind of eyesore-like thumbnails that honestly are really painful to look at. She'll often just echo the exact same points she often hears other anti-woke film channels say, such as Critical Drinker or Film Threat. This is often why she tends to get described as a pick-me, since she seems to want to get picked up by some of these bigger channels as another anti-woke content creator. Despite the fact, if you watch any of her videos, not only does she tend to be pretty obnoxious, and nobody really likes her even on the anti-woke side as a result, but it's also very clear she never knows what she's talking about. Recently, she did a video about Supergirl as well, so let's see what she had to say.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, Johnny Russell for let's swap.
Frodo Baggins here.
She said
and
it.
Can you guess my reaction to the latest Supergirl trailer?
Ew. If she called herself the female Proto Baggins, I didn't. She looks like Elijah Woods. Like her, like that could be his sister. Like for real. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Can you guess my reaction to James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4? I'm sorry.
See,
Supergirl.
Yes, they're using every. I'm telling you, they use the same exact stuff. All of these people. First of all, let's blame it on James Gunn. Let's say it's Guardians of the Galaxy, and yada 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 yada. From there, that's it. They say the same stuff again. Tyrone Magnus, Mayor McNugget, Dildo Baggins, the kid from the Ring. I mean, they all saying the same stuff, and this is why we call it a grift. Like, pick something else.
A totally original and clearly very sensible joke that hasn't already been done by every other anti-woke content creator talking about this movie. Like, holy crap, I swear, these guys are just a hive mind that always echo the exact same talking points all the time. It's hilarious. But it's even more funny when you take into account what I established earlier, which, of course, is that James Gunn isn't even directing this movie. For some reason, all the grifters are so scared of James Gunn, they're constantly attributing this film to him, even though he's not even directing it. Funny enough, Girl herself even admits that she knows he didn't direct it in this video.
So let's get into the marketing behind James Gunn's Supergirl.
I'm not gonna lie, though. She need to do something with that head. I can't talk because my hair ain't I need to go ahead and get the whoop-de-doo again on my hair. I just literally got my hair twisted, but she need to do something with that head, girl. I mean, she'll probably look, you know what I'm saying, a little cute. If she did something with the, the bangs and the mullet from the back ain't working, baby. It ain't working. You can do something different. Come on now, Jester. Let's do something with that hair, baby.
I know that Craig Gillespie, who did do a very good movie with I, Tonya before, I know that he's technically the director of this movie, but make no mistake, this is a James Gunn movie. It is James Gunn through and through, in the same way that all movies that come from Marvel are essentially just Kevin Feige projects. James Gunn is just hiring
But Kevin Feige doesn't write or produce anything. What are you talking about? If it's all Kevin Feige films, why are they vastly different? I'm talking about vastly different. Y'all are tripping in his comments. Y'all do, trust me, you can find something better than that. But again, if all of the movies are Kevin Feige movies, then why are they vastly different from each installment? Why is Deadpool and Wolverine completely different than Captain America Brave New World? Why is Captain America Civil War totally different than Thor Ragnarok? Did we not include why is Black Panther totally different than Captain America Civil War, even though they both had the Black Panther in it? What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about?
men to make his projects.
The thing is, though, James Gunn very clearly isn't hiring just yes men to do projects for the DC Universe, just like Kevin Feige didn't just hire yes men for the MCU. Jisterville seems to want to act like just because James Gunn is running the DCU, that this movie that isn't even directed by him is going to be his signature voice in style, even though, funny enough, James Gunn was actually interviewed about how other directors were going to handle projects in his DC Universe, and this is what he had to say.
You know, the 8 to 10 year arc is, you know, a lot of what DC is, and the fun for me really is in the world building, you know, not just the story building. That's, you know, DCU is, I don't think of DCU as being, oh, this is a story we're telling over multiple films and TV shows about one big bad. I don't want to have to do, as an audience member, to do the homework, to have to see every single thing. It is more of a connected universe that exists within one place, which is the DCU.
And that's where Marvel, to me, that's where Marvel started to fall apart. Because instead of, they built this world from Iron Man all the way into Endgame. They built this fantastical world where you got, and technically, if you want to keep it honest, they had street level characters. Captain America was really not going outside of the world of Earth to go fight with the Guardians of the Galaxy. You had your god level characters. You had you know, your Incredible Hulks and all of that. You had that structure that you was asking for, and you built a world. We seen the world not just in America or not just in a city. We seen it at multiple places, you know, from New York to San Francisco with Ant-Man. You know what I'm saying? To California, Malibu with Iron Man eventually, and all of that. They was building a world, and then it led to Thanos. It wasn't like every story was connected directly to Thanos. They built a world, and then Thanos, you know what I'm saying, was the integral part of the background that became the big bad later on when you get to Infinity War and Endgame. But they wasn't directly, you know what I'm saying, to Thanos. And I like the way that they built the world. Then after that, they start telling just stories to get to Kang, and it never connected. So I like the way that he said it here. Now we're just going off of what he's saying here. Now, if Adderley Noah corrects him, then we'll go from there. But what we're just talking about here, and looking at what the MCU, because remember, he was solo writer and director in the MCU during the height of the MCU, right? So, you know, you like I said, you had Thor, you had Miss Marvel, which was like basically god level tier character. There was, you know what I mean? So you had that. And again, I felt like they lost that trying to tell too many stories and too many central stories, instead of, you got this guy in the background, we got all these things, these actions from these characters that is going on. How does that affect the world of the MCU, instead of these individual stories that don't lead to anything, because it's not, the individual story is not connected to the main universe that you're trying to do at the Marvel, as far as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You see what I mean? So I think that was the problem with Marvel. Now again, Marvel is course correcting itself by having the Russo brothers direct a movie to create Doomsday as a direct effect at the end of Endgame. So they're trying to course correct that huge plot hole of Captain America going back in time, not coming back, and then coming back as an old man, then be like, what happened? You know what I mean? And they're trying to fix it. I get it. You know what I mean? With something that they talked about for the last 2 years. But but after Endgame, they can't say, oh, we were doing the same Florida. No, you were just pumping content. And that's what it became, content and not world building. So I'm hoping James Gunn doesn't do that they don't get comfortable, him and Peter Safran, because I got to mention him too, doesn't feel comfortable you know what I'm saying, and rest on their laurels, and then the world just becomes these stories, and they're trying to pump out content, you know what I'm saying, to just for the sake of content, and it doesn't build to anything. And that has been my biggest problem with the MCU. All right, let's keep going.
Which will have differences depending on who the artists and the directors and the production designers that are making the shows.
Right there, he straight up said all these projects are going to have differences depending on who's running each project. James Gunn is clearly somebody who wants each artist's specific directorial vision to be heard in each of these movies. He wants each movie to feel like its own distinct project. And funny enough, even though Jester Bell apparently doesn't think so, Kevin Feige also did this with the MCU. Iron Man 3 feels like a very different movie than Thor. Spider-Man Homecoming feels like a very different movie than Black Panther. The Avengers is a very different movie than Guardians of the Galaxy. All these films, especially early on in the MCU, had their own distinct directorial vision. And because of that, despite being part of a greater cinematic universe, they all stood out as their own distinct, unique products. But of course, I guess we can't expect someone who's the sister of someone who worked for Ben Shapiro to know that. I guess the eyebrow theory is proving true here.
Is always that the main problem of why people don't go to movies anymore is the bad movies. We wouldn't be able to be on YouTube and have so many channels cover bad movies. I always say the problem is bad movies. Bad movies mean less people want to go to the theater.
No, there's actually plenty of good movies out there. You just choose not to cover them and simply label every movie as bad, whether it's actually received well by the majority of people or not. This is
exactly. Thank you, Otterly. Because I'm like, every movie is not bad. But are you going to say anything about that movie? Are you going to say anything about them? No, you're not, because this is too easy for y'all. This is what you got to do is go back and work. If you go and watch a movie, you have to critique it on the merits of the movie. And you cannot critique it on the merits of the movie, especially if it has everything that you're talking about in it, or everything that you want in a movie. If you're not going to pump up that video, stop it. Stop it. She do got the look, but good. I'm not. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, I would literally chew my arm off. I couldn't wake up.
This is exactly what you did with the first Superman movie, constantly complaining about it before it even came out, all the way up to its release. And funny enough, now Jester Bell is doing the exact same thing, talking about the trailer for Supergirl before the movie's even out and already claiming it's a bad movie. There's not really anything to judge here at all since the movie isn't out. It's just the trailer. I guess Jester Bell must have magically found a DeLorean or something, though, and traveled to 2026 and already saw this movie ahead of everybody else based on the way she's talking about it here. Something you'll often notice with a lot of these grifter types overall is that they'll act like they're the main objective voice speaking for everybody about these movies.
Facts. It was like, no, I mean, we literally heard it from Mayor McNugget. We heard it from Critical Stinker. We heard it from Jester Bell. We heard it from the kid from the Lord of the Rings. I mean, he does look like something from a Lord of the Rings, crawling out of some type of hole. But you notice they talk like they're talking for everybody. Nobody wants to see this. This is woke propaganda. Nobody. Who's nobody? Chat. Does this creature that's in front of you right now, that's the mayor of McNugget Town, speak for you? Put it in the comment. Put a 1 in the chat if Mayor McNugget speaks for you, or put a 2 in the chat if he doesn't. Chat, I need to hear from y'all. Does Mayor McNugget speak for you with does that face speak for you? Put a 1 in the chat if he does. Put a 2 in the chat if he did. Hey, the pause on his face looks like he's about to say, ew. Yeah. Oh my goodness, y'all are hilarious. I love y'all today, chat. I love y'all. I'm going long today.
Obviously, in the case of Supergirl, it makes no real sense at all to do this given the film isn't even out yet. And unfortunately for Jesterbell, in the case of Superman, the majority of people have already spoken.
Supergirl was already said by James Gunn to be like Guardians. Oh, what a surprise. That's all the guy can ever make.
The thing is, though, like you even admitted yourself before, James Gunn isn't making this movie. And what he actually said about Guardians of the Galaxy in regards to Supergirl is that it's a space adventure just like Supergirl is going to be. That's what he stated initially here in this quote, which conveniently enough, Jesterbell did.
Let's just make sure that we read it right. When James Gunn was first announced as the head of the DC Studios, many fans were concerned that all the superhero films under his brand would turn out to be like Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, meaning that it would they would all be a bit goofy. Well, as it turns out, they might not have been completely wrong. Gunn recently told Rolling Stone that Supergirl, especially is a space adventure, is like Guardians of the Galaxy. After wrapping up Peacemaker Season 2, which just so happens to have the lowest rating finale on IMDb right now, Gunn's attention has turned towards the rest of the DCU lineup. The next few years are packed. Lanterns will drop. So that's what it says right there.
Didn't even bother to show on her screen at all. So here it is for your convenience.
So they put out this poster and this little GIF the other day advertising the teaser trailer, and the poster says,
I'm not gonna lie, Peacemaker season. I understood what they were, what James Gunn was setting up. He was wrapping up. It ended like a sitcom that is the final episode of the sitcom, right? So it wrapped up. It tied a lot of loose ends from the actual story beats of the characters that we interacted with, right? It set up something they could do in the future, and it also set up Man of Tomorrow. But the execution of that, when people was thinking it's going to be, a big fight or something like that, or you know what I'm saying, that didn't happen. And he even went out, you're going to have these big cameos or whatever, and it wasn't any big cameos. So it's because he came out and said something, and then that's not what happened in the season finale. So I get why people was very disappointed in the finale and people did not like it. I would not disagree with that. You know what I mean? I understood if you especially when you're telling in Peacemaker Season 2 was really character-based story. It wasn't world-based, it was character-based. You got to wrap up those storylines. At the same time, a lot of people, when they came into this, was thinking James Gunn is creating this universe. We're going to get this big spectacle. They did it in Marvel, so why isn't he not doing it in DC? So I can understand why people were upset. You know what I mean? So I'm not, would never tell somebody that, I don't understand that, you're crazy. It was absolutely no. I'm fair.
Truth, justice, whatever. Wow, so edgy, James. You really got that edge there.
So first, I love that Jesterbell directly copies what Drinker initially said about Supergirl in his initial tweet, since obviously she's so desperate to be seen by these kinds of people.
Pick me. I don't like the word pick me sometimes because they be trying to tell women who really want to see like people just be just good people. They call them pick me's, but in this case, shoe mother fits. Please, somebody acknowledge me. I'm echoing your words. Come on, let me on your show. I want to be a part of it. Snarky J's there. What can't I be?
She's an anti-woke pick-me girl, which means she pretty much echoes the exact same kinds of sentiments that this crowd echoes in order to try and get picked by them. But unfortunately, that clearly hasn't worked out for her so far.
I really want her to do something with that hair.
Like Snarky J, who has actually been on podcasts with Drinker before, has actually had a lot more success being an anti-woke pick-me girl. Jesterbell also doesn't seem to understand this slogan is supposed to show the contrast in the ideals of Supergirl and Superman. This slogan is supposed to show some of her character flaws, like her being a bit more reckless than Superman himself. I also find this funny because if the trailer showed that she didn't have any character flaws, then this crowd would just go the other direction and call her a Mary Sue. It seems oftentimes if there's a strong female lead in a piece of media, whether she actually is shown to have character flaws or not, this is something the anti-woke grifters will always get mad at. So Jester Bell isn't really giving any substantial criticism of the trailer here whatsoever. She's just listing character flaws that are already shown in Supergirl in this trailer. Oftentimes, the most compelling characters in media have very clear flaws. But even though Supergirl is shown to have very clear flaws, Jester Bell isn't media literate enough to realize this is something that actually will make her a compelling character. Characters with flaws like this often tend to have a real arc and learn something by the end of their story.
Because there's literally the hero's journey. There's literally, it's the hero's journey. No matter what movie that you're watching, you know, there's a arc that has to be done with the character because you get invested in the character. If you're not really invested in the character, then the character starts off one way, and by the end of the story, no matter if the story is an hour and a half long, 2 hours long, 3 hours long, or if it's 20 minutes long, there's still an arc that has to be done. I got the character in one way. What is the character like during the middle, during the bad? What is so bad? And then at the end, what do we get? And the way I look at it, Kick Knowledge, is that if you're laughing and giggling with someone who clearly talks about black people, I mean, Critical Drinker is no different than, you know what I'm saying, Irish Chucky over here. You know what I'm saying? And the way that they go about the rhetoric when it comes to black people, gay people, all of that. If you laugh and giggle with them, you're compliant, you're no better than them. That's just my personal opinion. Now, I could be wrong. I could be really wrong. But that's just like guilty association. If I'm hanging with people that's robbing and stealing and I'm not disassociating myself with them, I'm no better than them. Even though I'm not robbing and stealing, I'm hanging, laughing, and giggling and being complacent in their actions. So I'm any different? Just saying. Yeah, Jester Bell. I'm sorry. Dane C. Golly. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm about to say Jester Bell sending me super chats. All right. Jester Bell has a male-female look about her. Can't tell if she's sister. Oh my God. This chick is always complaining. That is wild. It's because of that wild take, you already know what we doing around here. Gang banging. Gang banging. Gang banging. Thank you so very much for the $5 super chat. That's wild. That is wild. Not God broke the mold. Oh my Lord. Yeah. Oh, let me keep going.
Unfortunately, it looks like Jester Bell herself hasn't actually learned this whatsoever, which would also explain why she did a video claiming every movie released in 2025 was bad. Speaking of which, if you'd like to see me debunk that video of hers, let me know in the comments below, since it's certainly something to say the least.
Okay, before we get into it, before I go on a rant, okay, this is the problem with the premise of this movie and what we see in the trailer as well. It's advertising itself to being the cynical sister to the Superman movie. Like, it's supposed to be the answer to altruistic superheroes.
Well, nobody's saying that's the
altruistic superheroes. I need these people to actually go look up exactly what this movie is. What is the synopsis? Have you noticed none of these grifters would give you the complete synopsis from even IMDb or Wikipedia and tell you what they think after the synopsis? Like, at least a synopsis of it. I mean, and then at least, okay, let me try to see if it's clearly about the if there's some ideals that they take it from the comic book that they're doing it from. They would never tell you this because, again, this is easy.
Answer to altruistic superheroes whatsoever. That kind of wasn't shown in the trailer at all. The trailer never really seems to state that you should be like that in general. It kind of seems like this is something that Jester Bell has pulled out of nowhere.
That Supergirl is cynical and depressed and she's drinking and I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. In the trailer, she says, you know, he believes in the good of people and she believes in the truth, which is all people are just terrible and stuff like that.
No,
that's not it. Superman is a little naive, but he's like I understood where Superman is coming from because he's just trying to see the good in people. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, everybody's not good. I see who you really are, and I'm gonna call you out where I see who you really are. I'm not about to give Lex Luthor a whole speech about how good I am. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do that. He could do that, but I can't, because I know what it feels like. See, I seen my people get destroyed. I seen what happened to Krypton. He didn't see that. So, and the parents that raised him is looking to see the good. Wants him to see the good in him, because they raised him to say, hey, everybody's not bad. Try to talk to somebody. Actually, technically, Superman is no different than Sam Wilson. Think about it for just a second. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sam Wilson tried to talk. His superpower is counseling, but he tried to see the good and tried to understand Morgenthau's Carly Morgenthau's plight, and he tried to see the good in that and try to say, hey, look, we could do something different. Let me try to save you. Let me try to talk you down. Let me understand where you're coming from, and let me do this. And I think this would be better without any bloodshed, without any fighting. Let me do this. You know what I'm saying? And you try to see, can I save these people? And there's nothing wrong with that. Supergirl on the other end is like, nah, I see what you really about, and I might bust your head for it. You know, and Roberta, that's right. That the reason why they call him the Big Blue Boy Scout for a reason. There's a whole monster stomping around in Metropolis. The first thing Superman says was, we could have saved it. We could have saved it. And honestly, that is a lot of, not a lot of Christians, but the majority of Christians, that's their whole idea. Let me try to save you. You know what I mean? And that Christian aspect of I can save you before you hurt anything or hurt yourself. And you can't really hate both sides. It's two sides of the coin. And that's great character development and understanding of a character, because you have two characters that's physically, superpower beings, but they think differently. And I think that's the beauty of these characters, because they are characters.
Not really what was said there whatsoever. Jester Bill seems to have completely jumped to conclusions here and failed to realize that's not really what that quote is saying at all. It's not saying that Supergirl views everyone around her as a bad person automatically. It's just saying that she has a different take on it than Superman does. Yes. Superman is likely to try to reason with someone like Lex Luthor like he did in the 2025 film, whereas Supergirl is a lot less likely to try and do something like that. That doesn't mean she views everybody around her as a bad person. That's just insane to say.
Right.
Here is the problem with that. Here's the problem with the tagline, truth, justice, whatever, is that if we were living in a time where we were getting a lot of altruistic characters, whether it was superheroes or just heroic characters in general, then yeah, it would make sense to do this movie. It would make sense to do a cynical take, a quote unquote edgier take, at least edgier compared to the movies we've been given. But we never got the altruism first.
No, we 100% did get the altruism first. Like I said before, that's exactly what the first 2025 Superman film is about. It's about Superman trying to spread kindness no matter what. And if you really don't want to look at something like Superman, you can look at something like Spider-Man No Way Home, which has Peter trying to rescue different villains and give them a second chance rather than just sending them back home to die. And in Matt Reeves' The Batman, we see Bruce learning to inspire hope over vengeance. These are all altruistic superhero movies, so trying to act like those don't exist anymore doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I find it very funny that Jester Bell tries to act like bad movies are killing the public's interest in films, when really you could say the same exact thing about bad reviewing a movie. Which,
I mean, to be very honest with you, Alvin, he bullied the hell out of them kids at the beginning of The Batman. Good God, he said, I'm vengeance.
Obviously is exactly what's going on here, given she can't even pick up on basic themes in very easy to understand American mainstream blockbuster films like this. I sure hope she never ends up encountering a Kurosawa film and trying to review that or something.
Captain America's very
James Gunn's
altruistic.
Superman felt like he did not want to make the movie. He didn't want to do Superman, and I will never forget that quote before he signed on to it that said that Superman was not a character that enticed him. Krypto was what he finally got to get himself to work on the project because that's what they wanted him to do.
So inevitably, everything Jester Bell just said here isn't true at all. James Gunn was not disinterested in making a Superman movie. What was going on at the time was him feeling the trauma of being fired by Disney for his old tweets, and he ended up going to work on the Suicide Squad at the time instead. He wanted to be in the right headspace before making a Superman movie all about spreading kindness. Nowhere here at all does it say he was disinterested in doing a Superman project and only signed on because Krypto was in it. He even later said that he came up with the idea of putting Krypto in the movie after he had already started on the project and ended up adopting a dog as well. He was also already brainstorming a lot of things to include in this movie in general around this time, such as kaiju and magic. He didn't simply make a Superman movie to get a movie with Krypto in it.
The Superman.
That's literally one of the dumbest takes I've ever heard in my life. Someone is literally making a movie just because I want the dog in it. That's not all the gushing things he said about Superman, the dog. What are you talking about, Jester? Jester Balls, what are you talking about?
Movie is like a speed run where there's barely any time to breathe. It never wants to stay with anything.
I'm trying to tell you. There's comic books that you pick up from the beginning that you don't know what the hell is going. It's all of that, and then they give you the dialogue, and they give you a little box, and they put a little asterisk. If you want to read more, go to X amount of comic number so-and-so and so-and-so to read the backstory of how we got here. That's comics. You know what I'm saying? And that is comics. There's plenty of comics that I've read. I'm like, how did we even get here? You look at that little box and go to, so-and-so right here, number da-da-da-da-da for this story. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Okay, got you. But it's funny when people watch that Superman movie like, well it was just a speedrun and it just started. I don't know anything about the movie. I'm like, dude, this is literally a comic book come to life. If you read comics, you literally read comics. Sometimes you just start when the action starts.
Superman gets put in prison early on in the film so that James Gunn can play around with characters like Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner that he actually wants to play around with and do more silly antics and jokes that were considered edgy and dirty for a Marvel movie back in 2014 because James Gunn never left Guardians of the Galaxy. It was so clear he did not want to actually do Superman. And Superman's character development is so shallow in the movie. It just does not feel actually sincere. It felt like James Gunn was just trying to create an answer for Zack Snyder and say, okay, I made a hopeful Superman.
Jester Bell continues to try to claim that James Gunn didn't actually want to make Superman while...
What are you talking about? Oh my God. Dang, see, you are over here. Thank you for $2 super chat. You are wild. Oh my God. It's the takes. The takes are wild. But you know what takes are not wild? The $2 super chat that I appreciate.
Thank you for your super chat.
That's kind of what I want to do with her takes. Just throw it in the river. What are you talking about? The character is shallow. The movie was shallow. Like, everything about truth, justice, and the American way, literally, you know what I'm saying, was, as far as what the ideology of that was all over Superman, the movie. What are you talking about?
Once again, not showing any evidence for this whatsoever, but now she's also trying to claim that James Gunn made his version of Superman as an answer for Zack Snyder's version for some reason. This is ironic because not only are James Gunn and Zack Snyder literally friends in real life, but also clearly the point of Superman's character arc in this film is that your choices define you no matter who you are. This wasn't trying to be a counterbalance to Zack Snyder or something. That makes zero sense.
He spent barely any time on that character. There is not a lot of depth in the movie. He just did not want to do Superman. So for me,
what are you talking about? We spent more time with Superman and Clark than any other movie that wasn't the original Superman 1978. We literally open up with Superman getting his behind whipped. Then we go into him after the Hammer of Baravia, goes away and flies off or whatever. We spend time with Clark and Lois. Clark is literally getting grilled by Lois about his actions. What are you talking about? Holding him accountable, not only for what he thinks is good, but what is good for society. Like, are you sure that was the best choice of action? And really, he freaks out about that because really, he's just now becoming Superman. So now you're starting to get an early version of Superman who has to come to grips with someone holding him accountable for his actions. Literally, there's a whole 15-minute scene of him being held to the fire. What are you talking about? Like, and then after that, trying to prove himself to everybody else because there's, because Lex breaks into the Fortress of Solitude. You know what I'm saying? With the Maker. Then he goes in, finds the broken message. And the broken message tells you that his parents wanted to do whatever, make some harems. You know what I mean? Get him a couple harems. You know what I'm saying? And rule the planet. And the rest of the arc is him trying to prove he's not that person. Even to the person who did it to him. What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? Even when they did, even that scene where him and Lois is talking in the apartment, you know what I'm saying? And you see the Justice Gang out there, fighting the dimensional imp. And people's like, I don't like that because, he would have went out there and just did it. He would have just saved them. That was a time right there, even though technically I didn't like the scene because what's going on in the background to me, what's going on in the background is distracting me from paying attention to Clark or Kal-El and actually listening to what he's saying and actually focusing on what he's saying. And at that time, he was like, I'm just going to give myself up. So actually, it's a real great character set for him because no matter if he got this going inside, they can handle it. I'm about to just turn myself in and, you know what I mean, and find out what's really going on. What was Jester Bell watching? What are you talking about? Like, you can't even go into detail of the movie because you have nothing to go into detail with, because if you go into detail about the movie, you're going to start counteracting exactly what you're saying because you don't know what you talking about. Lord.
He didn't even do Truth, Justice, and the American Way. He would never say that.
So what? You need a slogan to clap in the movie? Can we have some more intricate character criticism here? Because it feels like you're not providing it whatsoever.
Here. So yeah, Truth, Justice, whatever. That doesn't work when you didn't actually go with Truth, Justice, and the American Way in the first movie.
But so honestly, do you really want to go to Truth, Justice, and the American Way? How America has been riding for the last few years? Like, do you really want that to be your slogan right now? No, because American ideology is all over the place with people like you and the rest of these dorks talking about DEI, woke, anti-wokeness, woke, and all of this other crap. You got far leftists doing crazy stuff on their end. Do you really want to say this is Truth, Justice, and the American Way? What is the American Way? We can't even have equality in here. We can't even have bipartisanism in our government because of idiotic ideology right now. Do you really want to say Truth, Justice, and the American Way? Because right now, America's hella lost, and it's been lost for a long time.
But then, oh my goodness, that GIF literally shows Supergirl wearing the same headphones and Walkman as Star-Lord. I'm not making this up. It's the same, orange headphones and Walkman that are nostalgia from the 80s, because who uses cord headphones anymore? we're getting that again. He is making no attempt to even mask that this is just a copy of Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm sorry, what? So Supergirl using a similar set of headphones to Star-Lord means this is ripping off Guardians of the Galaxy. How does that make any sense at all? This is just as bad as when Ranting for Vengeance was trying to claim Supergirl was ripping off Firefly because they had a ship landing in a similar way. This is such absurd logic that it's kind of hilarious.
And then we get to the...
You know what's so funny is that I thought that space was supposed... Like, if I can travel in space, don't I have a lot of technology that's advanced? What's up, Gray? What's up, Gray? The admin Gray is up here. Oh my, how much time? We got 7 minutes left.
Trailer itself. And
is that just conservative? You got far left.
I was over it. I was over it when it started. If you want to get me to see a movie, CGI dog, a badly CGI dog peeing on something is not gonna make me want to go see it.
Well, given the fact you're entering the Supergirl discourse in already bad faith, just like you already did for Superman when you were making tons of videos on that movie before it already came out, I think it's suffice to say nothing would have made you change your mind on this film in general.
And it's just like James Gunn cannot make anything new. It's all he cannot escape that one movie he made in 2014 with the 80s retro music and a space setting.
Once again,
I mean, he made 3 of those and they all average $800 million. What are you talking about?
And 80s music and being in space are not elements that are exclusive to Guardians of the Galaxy. For some reason, Jester Bell has this very childish way she looks at films. When she sees 2 elements in one film and then sees them in another, she'll automatically correlate the 2 films together in her head.
But also, Otterly, this is a person that claims that they're a filmmaker. This is also a person that's claiming that they're obviously some type of expert on films. This is literally what we're getting. Does she sound like any type of expert on anything when it comes to films? Put it in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you think she's an expert. Put a 2 in the chat if you think she don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Even though, again, 80s music and being in space are 2 very broad elements that could come from a lot of films. Jester Bell is so obsessed with hating on James Gunn for no real apparent reason that she keeps bringing him up in a video about a movie that he didn't write or direct. And she admitted she knows this as well earlier. This is absolutely ridiculous. Overall, much like Ranting for Vengeance, Jester Bell has also failed to show at all what's wrong about the Supergirl trailer and its story. Rather than actually giving any sort of substantial criticism or evidence as to why the premise for this story is actually bad, she's just compared it to a bunch of other James Gunn projects, even though, again, it's not his movie, and acted like this is a ripoff of Guardians of the Galaxy, even though it really isn't for the reasons already stated. There is no real criticism to be found here whatsoever. This is just her ranting about nothing, more or less, and making comparisons that don't make any sense. To move on to our last person here, Critical Drinker. It looks like our favorite drunk Scotsman with a giant forehead also had something to say about Supergirl, so let's check out his video here.
This movie is a wacky, irreverent adventure about a dysfunctional, loose cannon protagonist with a love of dancing and 1980s pop music who uses snarky humor to mask their inner pain and turmoil. They're not your typical superhero, that's for sure.
Wow, okay, so right out the gate, Drinker clearly shows he doesn't understand this movie at all and its premise, nor does he understand the comic that it's based on. So first off, he comes up with his idea what the film is gonna be about, even though, once again, the film isn't out yet, and there's only the trailer available to us. But what we do know is that this film is taking heavy inspiration from the Woman of Tomorrow comic. The Woman of Tomorrow comic is not a wacky space adventure. I already touched on it a bit before, but it's a movie where Supergirl goes to a planet with a red sun so she can celebrate her 23rd birthday and get drunk. Planets with red suns weaken her powers.
And again, remember, Birdman, in the last reaction video, he went over this also, so...
Also allow her to get drunk, so that's why she goes here. But while here, she's ambushed and almost killed by a group of thugs who also end up stealing her ship. This group of thugs also ended up killing the father of an alien girl named Ruthie, so Supergirl and Ruthie end up going on a quest to try and kill this guy and get revenge on him. That's a pretty dedicated revenge story, not a wacky space adventure. If Shrinker had actually read this comic or looked up this movie in any capacity, he might know this. But unfortunately, it's very clear he didn't and just wanted to jump on this trailer as soon as that came out to make a grifty video about it. Just like everybody else I've already discussed here.
Actually, why the fuck does she even bother wearing a trench coat when she's basically immune to temperature? Oh right, that's why.
Wow, yet again, Drinker making the exact same mistake as the people I've already debunked in this video. Her wearing a trench coat is not her ripping off Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. And once again, I can't believe I've had to say it so many times in this video, but James Gunn did not write or direct this movie. Seriously, all these guys are so hung up on James Gunn that they can't even talk about anyone else, let alone the person who actually wrote and directed this film.
And again, it's so wild because James Gunn is a successful director. What is the problem? You don't. It's funny. You don't like his jokes. You don't like his humor. You can't deny the man's track record. So what's the problem?
Absolutely mind-boggling.
There's a word that keeps lurking in my mind whenever I think of James Gunn films, and that word is sincerity. Not because they actually possess it, God no, but because they're so completely lacking in it that it actually feels they're taking something away from the audience on a fundamental level.
I'm sorry, how exactly are James Gunn movies insincere? Are they snarky? Do they have quips in them? Sure, but that doesn't make them insincere movies. A very common and very sincere theme that shows up in a lot of his movies is the theme of found family.
Yes.
Super, The Suicide Squad, and Guardians of the Galaxy all focus on this theme. And they're very sincere about that theme as well, since that's clearly a theme that actually resonates really strongly with James Gunn himself.
Right.
Superman focuses on
all this is pandering to an audience. That's all it really is. It's pandering to an audience.
On the very sincere theme that your choices make you who you are, not where you came from. This is also another very sincere theme that it's very clear James Gunn believes in a lot with how he made this film. This is something that Drinker very blatantly doesn't understand, and it's also clear that he's kind of just talking about himself here, since he's one of the most insincere people and easily one of the most insincere movie reviewers ever. Overall, none of the people I've covered here have really given any substantial evidence as to why Supergirl will actually be a bad movie or why its premise is at all bad. They've all just done the typical anti-woke grift of jumping on a movie before it even comes out and whining about its trailer. Fortunately, me doing the kinds of videos I do over here has caused a lot of these griftly bears to have much less of an influence. Channels like Geeks and Gamers, Gesture Bell, and Clownfish TV have all seen diminishing viewership in recent memory, and people like Melanie Mack have straight up left the platform, since thankfully me doing the kinds of videos I do here has helped a lot of people see through the grift. Hopefully this will mean we'll eventually go back to real film criticism on YouTube overall. So thanks for supporting.
Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes these are hard to get through. Not Utterly Noah, not Birdman, not High CHD or whatever. It's just listening to this crap, and then every time it's the same crap, and they be dumping on black people just get catch strays. I'm black again. I'm not gay. I'm not trans. I'm not all three. It's funny. A white man went to go diss him. White people were dissing dude. He was like, you got to be black, gay, or trans. Don't want to go against your own people, but you got to be white, gay, and trans. I mean, black, gay, and trans. That's wild. But even me just doing reaction videos to this stuff, I've had somebody who hit me up was like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Am I? Hold on real quick. Yep, not trans. I'm not. It's the equipment the equipment was created naturally, Yeah. Oh, I'm about to get in trouble. Let me finish this up.
These videos, everybody. I'm happy to keep hunting griffly bears. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like and also consider subscribing as well. I do lots of videos.
Yeah, my man Utterly Noah, man. Shout out to Utterly. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For always putting these videos out. Like I said, the guys that I fool with, you know what I'm saying? High CHD and all of them, man. They're doing an excellent job. Utterly Noah. SK got a video. Yeah, man. Yeah. And this went on way longer than I thought. But I like that because this shows that people are not, that people are not going to allow these people just to say whatever, there's actually going to be some pushback from that. And I love it. Erica D, I love it. I love it. But I've been on here long enough, but you already know what time it is.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
You already know I got to go ahead and start wrapping this thing up, man. Thank you. Thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Mac Show. It's a 2.5-hour stream. And then we got to come back tonight for Blurred AF. So we will be back. We're done with Welcome with Derry. So I guess we got to get into some other conversation. This is going to be the last video of the week. Well, no, the last one of next week will be the last video of 2025. So yeah, so we'll be back later on tonight for Blurred AF. You already know what we do. But thank you. Tell me what you guys think about this reaction video. I didn't think I was gonna go this long, but man, sitting through Shrek's younger son, where do the roar. It's hard. But anyway, put it in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. But again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe power, man. Enjoy the rest of you guys' day. I'll see y'all tonight. Where's my outro at? Let me get my big ass forehead off of here. You already know I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.